they put them, that's a Bahamian entity. But the rest of them, all of them are run by Haitians, and the government has put in place no regulations to ensure that these local business persons make sure that these areas are run by Bahamians, and Bahamian culture is leading the way. And so they get a Haitian experience at our Waki. This is what we're doing. This is what we're doing. And people are, the woman say, the cruise cost me $500. And I've been to several different destinations, including 2 destinations in the Bahamas. She said, when I coming out, I just put fuel in my boat. I just have a little provisions. She says, but I get to land and I always get a hotel room. Anyhow, let's move on. Another situation that came up was the public servants and the police. Now, I understand the retired police have some monies that the government owes them, that they've not been paid. They're still waiting on their money. They can't get their money. But for whatever reason, the government ain't paying them, even though the Prime Minister is declaring that he had a $137 million, $35 million surplus that came to be $2 million deficit that showed that it was a $137 million lie. And so now we have this crisis where, because we're talking about surplus, but we owe all these people, including the police, the retired police officers. Where is the retired police officers' money? What we doing? Where is the retired police officers' money? They need their monies. Where's the public servants' money? The public servants been carrying on dead bad, and the government been trying to justify how they didn't lie. But according to the unions, and according to the people who've been agitating for the public servants, the government deceived them. Let me read the article to you. It says, unions, not one, unions slam government on wage increase. And this was written by Leandra Rule of the Tribune. It says, union leaders are blasting the government's plan to raise wages for some public officers, saying the move lacks transparency, excludes key groups, and was announced without consultation. Though they still owe me my $1,000, $1,062 still, you know. The police owe me that. The Bahamas Educators Managerial Union said, that's the BEMU, said the absence of details about how the increases will be applied and calculated is troubling. While the Bahamas Public Service Union, BPSU, President Kingsley Ferguson accused the government of being deceptive and trying to one-up unions. Says, I'm of the view that this administration is using the public purse to secure an election, and they're not doing a very good job of it, Mr. Ferguson said, urging members to stand by as action is coming, because they got to take action. Says the Bahamas Nurses Union, that's the BNU president, Muriel Lightburn, said she is still unclear whether any nurses will benefit, noting that those directly employed by the Public Hospital Authority have already been told they will not receive increases. Wow! So we're telling the nurse, we want you to work, kill yourself, and we ain't giving you no money. My God. However, others, including some in senior positions at the Department of Health, are unclear about their situation. Jesus Christ, what the government doing? Where is the people's money, Prev and PLPs? Where is the people's money? Where the public servants' money? Where these nurses' money? These people need their money. You know what? Let me finish reading. It says, they gave those persons in June who they deemed middle managers, they would have given them some money, but we have nurses who are managers as well, like our nursing officers, and they weren't given any monies. So everybody was asking, and nobody got any concrete information, Ms. Lightburn said.